So today I want to talk about cold outreach. In the last, I guess, 90 days, I've made over six figures, and it's a direct result of my cold outreach. And so I wanted to talk about a couple things. First of all, if you haven't joined Funnel Hacker Pro, I do a lot of free training right here, a lot of longer mindset videos and sales videos and marketing videos, how to set up funnels, et cetera, et cetera. So come to fhp.io and join the fun. Now, I want to talk about one thing that I notice that people don't do. And the big thing, number one, is you have to work every day. That's hashtag every day, man. Every day you have to do the work. Now, you have some people that say you need to work harder, you need to work smarter, whatever. I don't care. But the operative shit here is to work every day. This is what they don't tell you, right? Like, so Ty Lopez is a big one. I call him Cry Lopez, right? Cry Lopez is a big example of what I'm talking about, because he'll tell you, no, I'm not working hard, I'm working smart, blah, blah, blah. But the one thing that you'll see him doing is he's working every day. No matter, he's always has that phone in his hand. He's always recording something. I looked at one of his ads. So he's filming on Instagram and he's filming on Snapchat, and he filmed an ad, right? I remember one time that he was had all of his cars with him, and people were like, "Why are you taking all your cars everywhere?" But what they didn't know, that he was, doing a photo shoot with all of his cars for something else while he was traveling to the airport to catch a plane somewhere. He's always taking an opportunity to take a photo shoot or a photo opportunity or whatever to create more content. And Gary Vee is the same way, right? He's in his taxi, he's in his Ubers or whatever, or he's, in a plane, or he's, behind the scenes somewhere, but he's always filming something, even in his offices or whatever. It's a total documentation every day. But the key word here is that he's working every day. So that's the number one thing, that if you're not working every day, then this is not going to work, right? If you want to be better than everybody else, then you got to work on Sundays too. I have a friend of mine, and he's always taking the weekends off and going to party and shit. You're not going to be as successful. If you want to get ahead and you want to beat everybody else out, you have to work every day, right? I tell the story about the swimmer dude that said, he's like the winningest dude in swimming right now, right? And he's like, what I started to do is started swimming on Sundays so I could be 52 days ahead of everybody else that was training that doesn't work on Sundays. Every day is the key there. Floyd Mayweather, every day, right? Working every day is the key to this. So now that we have that out of the way, that you have to work every day, following up is one of the big problems, right? So I'm going to break out the board right now. All right, so the one thing that I noticed is that people don't follow up, okay? Follow up. Follow-ups are really important, right? So first of all, when I send out cold emails, and what I've done is I send out 3 emails. More than that is bugging the shit out of people, and you just don't want to do that, right? So let's just come down here, and let's change this to screen. Number 2 and number 3, right? So in the first email that I send out, I tell them congratulations on whatever accomplishment that I saw that they accomplished, or maybe they got some new funding or something like that. But usually that's how I crack into them. Congratulations about something, right? All right, so I hit them with the congrats. The second email is a follow-up email that says, hey, man, I sent this email, hadn't heard from you, but I wanted to offer you some value. And that's the second email. And it's usually it's, like an article that I read about something that's in their industry, or some changes or something, or anything like that they're interested in. Email number 3 is the breakup. Hey, man, listen, I've emailed you a couple of times. I hadn't heard back from you, and I give them a choice. Press 1 if you're like, fuck off, Sonny. Press 2 that, hey, man, I'm all set. But I'll keep you in mind. And 3, hey, man, I've been busy. I'd like you to go ahead and set up an appointment, okay? Believe it or not, this third email does get a lot of responses like, hey, man, I am interested. I've just been busy, hadn't had time to open your emails, but I am interested in working with you. So this follow-up does work. Now, if you happen to get through these emails right here, and here's a mistake that I've even made. I don't follow up enough, right? So once you email somebody the first time and they say, okay, I'd like to make an appointment here, now you're going to need to keep following up with these people, right? And so the first follow-up will be, let's make an appointment on Skype. And let's just say that falls through. Most people stop here. Okay, you have to follow up again. Hey, man, here's your follow-up. What happened to you? Are you still interested in doing a little bit of business? Let's jump on Skype. This follow-up number, this would be 1, 2, 3. This is like follow-up number 4. And then you're going to do it again. You have to keep following up, right? Follow-up is important, man. You never know what email is going to break them down. Follow-up is important. You have to keep following up. Once you get them to respond to you, once everything is cool and they've responded to these first 3 emails, the follow-up is a beast. And you don't have to follow up all the time with, hey, man, I want to, we can make some money together or blah, blah. You don't have to follow up with that all the time. Sometimes it's like, hey, man, listen, I just wanted to bump this up in your email. But, again, an article that I saw, or, hey, I shot a video really quickly of an idea that I had for your business. I'd really like you to give me a call so we can talk about the video. Here's a link to the video, and here's my calendar. Always follow up, man. Hey, hadn't heard from you. Just wanted to make sure that we're still on, all set for next month's call or something like that. Following up. And 8 follow-ups, sometimes 16 follow-ups in order to get the deal. Following up is really, really important. And that's how I've been getting clients from cold email. Now, I'm going to tell you about the system a little bit on how I work the system. Hold on one second. So let me tell you how I work the system once I get contacted from the email, right? This is there's more involved here, but this is what happens. So first of all, we send out the first email. Once they respond to the email, I have my sales development guy talk to them, and he qualifies them. Okay? All right, that's a qual. Right, qual. And then after the sales development guy talks to them, then I get them. Right? And I close them down. Okay? And so if you're going to do this all yourself, right, this is 3 people involved, right? So this is my office manager. This is my sales development guy, and this is me. So my office manager guy handles the first round of emails, and then they get passed over to the sales development guy. Once they respond and say, yeah, I want to do some work. The sales development guy qualifies, and I'll talk to you guys on what that involves later on, but there's a qualification that goes on. Then after that, they pass them to me because I don't want to waste my time talking to somebody that can't pull the trigger, is not really interested in doing work with me. Then I close down the deal, right? And I'm going to talk about how I close the deal later on, but the most important part is now you have the procedure. But this part right here is sometimes I have to follow up 1,000 times. Once I know that they're qualified, once I know that they really want to do business with me and we can't seem to connect, I follow up. If I want to do the deal. If I don't want to do the deal, then I won't follow up, right? So let's just go ahead and break this down for you really quickly. Number 1 is we know we have to work every day. So I'm going to put this in the corner, hashtag every day. If you don't work every day, this is not going to work for you, all right? Number 2, send out 3 cold emails. Whenever they respond to a cold email, you need to qualify them, okay? And then after you qualify them, you need to close them. Now, there's a lot of questions that comes up about, like, Sonny, how do you do this? When do you close them? When do you try to tell them prices and shit like that? The pricing and everything comes at the close, but I immediately get on the phone with these people. I don't wait, right? So right here, there needs to be a phone call. Okay? And that's it from now on. Right? There's only email and then there's the phone, right? So this is why I call this cold calling 2.0. Okay? I call this cold calling 2.0 because you warm them up with the emails, and it's like really common practice to do that now. And you warm them up with the emails, then you qualify them and you stay on the phone with them. And then after that, you want a clean handoff. If you're using someone else, you want a clean live handoff. And they could do really what my sales guy does is pass them off on Skype. And he makes a three-way conversation on Skype. And then he says, hey, Sonny, this is this guy. This guy here meets Sonny. I'm going to duck out of here. I have some other business to take care of. He'll take himself out of the conversation, and it's a clean handoff. It's really important that you do that. And you want this part to be really fast. The qualification needs to be, a quick 10, 15-minute phone call, and then you want a live handoff. So a lot of times what my sales guy will do with me is say, hey, man, I got a guy that I'm going to talk to in a minute. Are you available to talk in the next hour or two? Yes. All right, cool. I'm going to hand him off. I'll let you know. So there needs to be some kind of like setup, and there's some, some choreography that needs to go in place. You guys need to kind of figure out how things work out. But that's how I get clients, just using cold outreach. There's three things that you need to understand here. Number one is if you don't work every day, it's not going to work for you. Number two is follow up. You have to follow up as much as possible. Everybody's going to give up at, the third or fourth follow up. I follow up 6, 15, 20 times if I have to. And that's the importance of having a CRM. And I'm going to talk about that in the next video on how your CRM and having the proper tools to make this happen is really important, because you're going to forget. You're human, and you're going to forget, and you're not going to want to do certain things. But your CRM is not going to let you forget. It's, I use Flexi CRM. You can use anything you want to, HubSpot, Salesforce, Zoho or whatever, but I use Flexi, and Flexi never lets me forget anything. It's going to pop up a reminder. It's going to send out that email when I would have forgotten to send out that email. I never would see that third email, and it's going to send it out every time, right? You can also set Flexi to set up follow-ups for your follow-ups. So you can say, hey man, if this guy doesn't answer after let's say after the third email, then he says, yes, I want to do something with you. Say, hey, let's set up an appointment. If he doesn't reply to that, I want to set up an appointment in a week. If he hasn't replied, it'll automatically send him up another follow-up and then tell you, hey, follow up again if he doesn't reply to that, right? So follow-ups are really important, and these machines and CRMs help you to do that.
Coffee break.